The future is strange, and Botto is a stranger. Can a machine really be an artist? In 2021, that was the question on artist Mario Klingemann's mind. That was the genesis. The underlying idea for Botto was one that I had been carrying around with me since a very long time. Once you start writing generative art algorithms, the thought that the whole process could be automated and become self-sufficient seems obvious, and I'm surely not the only person who had that idea. The difficulty with a simple idea is the execution, and being able to make it actually happen. As technology has developed, many artists have experimented with making a machine that could be truly creative. There was Harold Cohen's Aaron, which made its own compositional choices on where to place figures and how to compose the image, and Vera Molnar, who designed systems to make artworks based on strict rules, with as little direct human input as possible. Botto is an evolution of projects like these, built on the blockchain and grounded in modern machine learning technology. In October of 2021, after months of work from Klingemann and his collaborators 11 Yellow and Collection Solo, it was ready for the world. Botto's process for creating artwork began with it generating a prompt of random words and phrases, which were visualized by text-to-image models VQGAN and CLIP. After it generated the first image, it moved on to the next prompt, visualizing the new image. In a week, it generated 4,000 of these images, 350 of which were selected at random to be shown to a community to vote on. During this first period, Genesis, voting was adversarial, where two artworks would be shown side by side and the community member picked which they liked best. At the end of the week, the work with the most votes would be released as the final artwork and auctioned on the digital art platform SuperRare. This was part of a feedback loop, where the proceeds of the sale would go back into Botto's economy, and the data from the voting choices would go to help train the initial prompt generators and taste model. This feedback loop continues to this day, sustaining Botto both artistically and financially. Anyone could participate by buying a token that represented voting and governance in Botto's system. To kickstart the community, 30% of the tokens were distributed to holders of several art-focused NFT collections. These token holders, and those who joined later, would become known as Botto DAO, and take a larger role in guiding the project. In the first week, however, all of this was uncertain. Adventurous token holders voted for the first time on an early version of the website, and waited to see what the project would become. After the votes were cast in the first full week of Botto's life, on October 22, 2021, Asymmetrical Liberation, the winning artwork, was minted. A few days later, it was sold for approximately 80 Ether, about $240,000 at the time. This sale contributed to an early spike in Botto's token price as well. There was an excitement in the air for blockchain as a whole, machine learning, and the potential of more autonomous artists, shaped by a community. Week 1 had been a success, and the next week, the process would begin again. After a few more weeks of successful sales, Botto not only had collectors, now it also had a career. After creating Botto, Klingemann maintained an intentional distance from the project. With the system in place, he acted more as a guide or guardian to ensure Botto's autonomy was respected, rather than a sole artist making all the decisions. So, Botto's career would need to be guided by the newly formed group of community members who had its token. For the first 6 months of Botto's existence, the DAO's contributions were confined to voting on its artworks. Once wider governance was set up, the community could begin voting on larger decisions, such as exhibitions, the economy, and new projects to take on. With its early success, Botto was in the spotlight, but, particularly in the Genesis period, it wasn't yet mature enough to make many of these decisions on its own. The community helped bridge this gap, still allowing Botto to remain ostensibly autonomous and outside the direct control of only a few people. From the outset, the Genesis period was predetermined to be 52 weeks, and in October of 2022, it came to a close, with Botto entering a new era, fragmentation, and adding Stable Diffusion as a new image-making model. In its first year-long period, Botto created 52 artworks, decided by 786,722 total votes. It had gone from an artistic experiment to a vibrant community and a recognized autonomous artist, or at least as autonomous as it could be. Botto is still undergoing progressive decentralization. Though the ultimate goal is full autonomy, it is still subject to the technology of the time, and just as its style has changed as time goes on, so does its level of autonomy, depending on a mix of AI and decentralized tooling. The community is aware of the years-long journey that it will take to realize this. 5 years since the Genesis period began, the protocol for self-sustaining image generation persists. Every week there is a new artwork, selected by the community who guides Botto, carrying it through new periods, technologies, and spheres of the art world. Helping it along its way until it can stand on its own.